Good evening, folks. Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for a special Goblins featuring the great Goblin Lackey 1, Eli Goings. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Phil. Thanks for having me on.
Uh, Very glad to have you back on the stream. We had a lot of fun last time. I know you've had a
That,
lot of success with
that
Goblins
was a
recently.
long time ago.
Yeah, I think I was still living at my old place then, so
Yeah, that was.
year and a half, 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Well, it's awesome to have you on. You've been a big star in the Legacy community recently. Been on two podcasts recently. Patreon's going well. Glad to see you having so much success with the archetype that has been near and dear to your heart for so long.
Yeah, thanks a lot. The love has been pretty real from the Legacy community. A lot of people joining the deck. Our Discord has been blowing up. Like we just hit 1,000 members in the Goblins Discord today.
That's big.
Um, yeah.
Kudos.
Um, so the deck is definitely picking up a lot of steam. I remember on uh, on the Eternal Glory, you got Bryant mentioned that he played against Goblins more than any other deck besides Rug Delver this past week or so, which I thought is hilarious. Um,
Also surprising to me, given how hard our new Goblin friend is to find.
yeah, I'm wondering like where are people getting these muxes? Like, I mean, honestly, what's been happening in the Goblins community is everyone is just sharing like the dozen that existed for like we counted it. We tried to count it up once, and we were like we have like a dozen muxuses total amongst ourselves, and everyone's just trading them back and forth, which goes to, for goblins we share pretty well.
Excellent. So we've already had the low hanging fruit question.
Hmm.
Conspicuous Snoop is not in this deck list, and
No,
you and I are both in agreement that that card is bad. Do you want to say just a few words about it?
yeah, sure. So I guess there's two ways to approach Snoop, right? You got it as a future sight type fair card draw engine, and you got it as a combo enabler with Bugger Harbinger and Kiki Jiki. Um, Snoop has a couple of issues, kind of inherent in terms of its place in the archetype, in that it's asking for a fundamentally different style deck with a much lower curve to and much and many fewer lands to effectively make use of it. Um, your chances of I tried it as a fair card first because I wasn't really interested in kind of cute two card combos in Legacy, because Legacy has so many ways to disrupt that sort of thing, especially when it involves a couple of easy to kill creatures and the power level of one of the combo pieces is extremely low. That being Bargo Harbinger. Um, and so I tried it as a fair card first, and it just was so inconsistent at delivering card advantage that there were so many instances where I really wanted it to be a ringleader instead. It does have some appeal in that it's 2 mana instead of 4, but it's so much less immediate. It's much worse against an onboard Oko. It was something I experienced a lot against Delver. Goblins has a lot of ways of making Oko look kind of dumb, and Snoop was not one of those things. And ugh, it just made me feel really bad to like have to cast my card into the onboard Oko, see a land on top, and they elk it, and then I'm drawing the land. So stuff like that happened a couple of times, and then it has a lot of tension with the mana denial aspect. I think if you are playing Snoop, you just should not be playing Rashadan Ports. There's a lot of tension between those two cards in terms of play patterns, in terms of how you curve out. I think the best start for goblins to this day is still turn one Vial, turn two Port You. And the thing is with Snoop is if your Vial or whatever your one drop is gets dealt with, then but you still want to port on turn two, then your Snoop is not doing anything until turn three at the earliest, and then you have to have a 3 drop or otherwise another relevant castable goblin on top of your deck to get a card out of it. And if you whiff on that turn, then you've waited 2 turns to get card advantage out of your 2 drop. That's supposed to be your card advantage engine, and that is just not acceptable to me. Um, so that's that as a fair card. And then as this combo card, as I kind of mentioned, the pieces are really fragile. You have to put Bogart Harbinger, which is not a playable magic card, in your deck. In modern, it's a little different because the format's much less interactive. It doesn't have like free counter spells and stuff to punish that. Uh, Legacy, there's so much that can go wrong.
That's
The
my
only
biggest problem with the.
yeah,
I was recording daily D&T for this week, and I played against Goblins,
yeah,
and
I watched that. Yeah,
okay, that was just like rough. Like
yeah, it just didn't do anything.
they played this Snoop, and then I think I ported them, and the Snoop didn't do anything until
Yep,
I like had the luxury of killing it. And
yep.
like when mana denial and removal and counter spells and most other axes of interaction are good against a card that is supposed to be central to your strategy, it just ends up being not the card that everyone expected it to be when we looked at the spoilers. Like I was so excited for that
Yeah,
card.
yeah, me too. Yeah, and I think Reaper Chief brings up a good point. I think Snoop combo just looks like Cephalid Breakfast without. Uh, it doesn't have a graveyard reliance, but it doesn't have counter spells or discard spells.
I
Like,
also think like from a slightly different angle, elves ends up also doing a
mhm.
similar strategy better if you're just trying to go on the combo axis, just
Yeah,
going to goldfish faster.
yeah, and so the appeal of Snoop in some matchups, I think, is that it will give you out of combat kills in turn 3 if you go all in on it, like relatively consistently, and that could matter against decks like elves or depths. Depths is like the one matchup I feel like like the Snoop combo could really improve, um, because they're usually not killing you on turn 2; they're making a 20/20 on turn 2, right? And so if you can just combo kill them before they combo kill you, that could be good. But they almost always have a discard spell to go along with it. So you have to be a little more durable than that. So that means you have to have either multiple Snoops or multiple Harbingers. And if you're cutting Rashad ports, then you're also weakening the depths matchup, outside of the situations where you have the combo yourself, because you're not as good at delaying Thespian stage.
So I assume that depths and reanimator are the reason why there's two Caracas in 75. Is that correct?
Yeah. Depths and Reanimator are the big ones. Also, the Urza Echo deck, Caracas is pretty nice because all of their threats that aren't planeswalkers are Caracasable. And then I think if we run into snow control, like actual 4-color snow, you can shave a Wasteland for the second Caracas, because just holding off Uro indefinitely is a big deal. And also, you end up in these really stupid late game scenarios where you end up Caracasing your Muxus. uh,
Beautiful. I love
and
it.
that is the ultimate end game.
Okay. I've just updated Cardboard Live, so for those of you who want to take a look at the deck list at any point during the league, that will be available to you. The sideboard here is very, very obviously meant to deal with the combo matchups that are a little bit problematic in game one.
Yes, I played more yesterday than I should have. I just kind of like jammed leagues mindlessly and got, it's like, okay, maybe this league I won't face 4 combo decks, and then I would. Like I counted it up, and literally 70% of my matches yesterday were against combo decks. And they're all like fast combo decks. Like there was 4 turbo depths, 4 TES, couple times against, and 2 times against the Urza Echo deck. Though that's a fine matchup. But I think I played against Belcher once. I played against Reanimator once or twice. Like the amount of like people trying to turn 1U is pretty absurd. Um, so hence the shift.
Okay. I think a lot of the other things that we see here are standard for the deck now. The numbers are always a little bit in flux, but do you have
Mhm.
any closing thoughts you want to say about the deck list here?
So there's a couple flex things going on here. Ever since Moxus came out, I've been pretty happily on 2 Skirk Prospector instead of 1. Moxus, people don't realize that if you go turn 1 Prospector, turn 2 War Marshal, and you have a 3rd land, you can cast Moxus on turn 3. It's not just Lackey doing the work for Moxus. Skirk has been empowered drastically by its mid-game Moxus potential. So it's no longer kind of a situational card. It's something you very actively want to see quite often. I could even see playing 3 Prospectors. Um, this has also affected the number of War Marshals, going up to 3 War Marshals to go with the Prospectors. Um, the weird thing about this list that I'm unsure of is the 3rd War Chief versus the 3rd Pile Driver. War Chief is a little bit better in terms of being explosive and works better with your Skirks and your Muxus. but it's worse against Delver, whereas Pile Driver at least clocks them. So War Chief's the worst card in the deck against Arcanist Delver specifically. Um, so it kind of depends on where you want to hedge. Because there's so much combo, move the Taskmaster from the sideboard to the main deck, cutting the third ringleader. We'll see if we miss it that much. Kind of depends on how much fair stuff we run into.
All right, makes sense to me. At this point, real quick, I want to thank Liam H for donating to help make this stream possible. They donated for a dealer's choice stream, and my choice was Goblins, and I was lucky enough to get Eli to join me for this. So
Awesome.
let's hop in a league and see if you can make good on your promise to get me some play points back.
Yeah, yeah. Let's replenish that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we got Muxus emotes. Someone in the Goblins Discord just made them for me. Just popped into Discord. Hey, I made these.
Beautiful.
All right, you're a good Goblins player. You have won the die roll.
We can't keep the Vile Port, no other action, right?
If we had one other mana denial land, I think I would keep this. But we've one too many fetch lands. I think. We can't keep this either.
No.
There's a real argument to keep that 7 though.
I understand, which is why I asked instead of just whacking the mulligan button.
Yeah. Like if we knew that we were playing against a control deck, I would keep that 7.
Our beloved bot friend has no information on our opponent, unfortunately.
Mm. That's fine. Goblins mulligans very well, so I'm not too bummed about going to 5. Though that will be a weakness of going to only 2 ringleaders. But if we have like a really good proactive start, then it might not matter. All right. Well, I guess we're keeping this, and then we're going to hope that Wasteland obliterates them. I think we put back. I think we put back both caverns. There's an argument to put back the Pashlik Mons, actually. Put back Pashlik Mons in the cavern.
This card is just like very much not good on its own, right?
Right.
Like,
I think we'll probably want one cavern eventually, and it's also representing a black source for a drawn munitions expert. So yeah, I think we bottom a cavern out of Pashlik.
that was my initial thought. I think we're leading on Arid Mesa.
Yep, just fetch land go. Those are weird hands, like all mana and then all like expensive spells, then all mana.
Please let Wasteland be good.
Oh,
Please don't
God.
play Vile.
Don't play Goblin Lackey. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Port makes Reclaimer a lot worse, so. Quality. Alright, I guess we're just gonna port them.
Badlands?
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
We have a billion lands if they want to waste this at some point, like, by all means.
I guess there's a outside chance that this is like a post deck, but I would assume elves.
Old Newton Elves, probably.
Mm-hmm. Leading on Cavern is kind of weird.
Yep.
Okay. Please no Korean Ranger. Okay. Matron.
Matron for Chain Whirler.
Could do that. We could just mana deny a little bit longer and try to get them to overextend. Which I don't hate. Like we could just waste the Arbor, port the Bayou.
I kind of like that. I'm not sure that our Chain Whirler wins the game yet.
Yeah, exactly. And if you let them untap, you might just die. So
Yeah, I also think we need to hit the Dryad Arbor because it's too spooky.
yeah, yeah. Arbor is very spooky. In game one, and Bayou is just a wastelandable forest anyway. So just kind of strictly worse than Arbor.
I think we're going to be very dead to a natural order this. I don't really know how
Yeah,
we beat that. So I'm just
yeah,
not going to
yeah.
plan to beat it.
Natural order is by far the scariest card in Elves. It's not even close. You can beat most of the things. You can win the fair games against them most of the time, but whole hoof. So I mean, post word they're going to go for progenitus as soon as possible. So you really have to consider your lines that make them unable to um, make them unable to NOU. So you'll Prospector's a good draw. Huh.
That's interesting.
I think I'm feeling play the cavern out Skirk, and then port the Bayou, and then next turn we can make turn and for Chain Whirler and cast it.
I think that's good. There are lines involving Muxus as well, but those are all like a gambling man's hand.
Okay, so if we like matron for Muxus, and then no, we'll be one short on mana. If we matron for Muxus this turn and then play Skirk and the land, we'll have 4 lands. One of them will be tapped.
Oh, I see.
We'll only have 5 mana.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think
Never mind.
Skirk plus port. War Marshal is now one of our better draws.
Our port is a little awkward this turn, depending on what our opponent has in hand. Because, like, they do just have the potential to rotate, but if they rotate, I think that's fine with us.
Well, it comes in tapped, so that's scary.
The
That's big scary.
good
So they
news is if we don't die, we might get really far ahead.
yeah. Are they rotating now? Oh, they have Cradle. They're gonna cast Natural Order. Or wait, they're getting Arbor, and then they're gonna what?
Tapped Cradle, though?
Interesting.
Was that just the
Oh,
laziest fucking F6 value play I've ever seen in my life?
it might be. All right, so we get to eat their board except for the Claimer, but seems good. Okay.
So it's cast Matron, leaving up a red source, sacrifice Matron and Prospector to Chain Whirler.
Yep. And then the Crane Maker is actually a nice draw because it means the Chain Roller can attack into the Reclaimer. Because First Strike is a powerful ability.
Ask me if I want to use this ability.
I know, yeah.
Alright. Sacrifice a goblin, sacrifice Matron. Sacrifice a goblin, sacrifice Prospector. Yes, I do want to do that. I appreciate the prompt though.
Yeah. My first Moto League ever, I threw for lethal. I threw my own Siege Gang Commander token at itself instead of killing my
Rough.
opponent.
A rough
that, was,
start.
that was before they had those prompts. Interesting. Kind of surprised they didn't get another Reclaimer. Um, So yeah, I think we can just attack, and then we're gonna play our Crater Maker and port the Cradle and Wasteland the Arbor.
We can Crater Maker the Arbor.
Oh, we could put them on 0 mana, but then we can't do anything against the Reclaimer.
Does that matter?
I mean, we got to kill them somehow.
Why? Won't we just do that naturally?
Maybe. I guess they don't have lands in hand with no arbors left. It could be difficult for them to generate mana. Actually, no, we can't do all that. If we Wasteland, Crater Maker, and Port, that's not. We don't have enough mana.
Yeah, so we wouldn't get to port in this turn cycle.
Yeah,
So we can Wasteland one land, or
play the Crater Maker, but not activate it.
another, and not activate Crater Maker.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I like taking out. I like Wastelanding the Arbor because we can Port Cradle basically forever.
yeah, and it doesn't turn on future cradles as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm very thankful opponents' land is Cavern of Souls and not Forest.
Yes, me too.
Because this means they can't cast Green Sun Zenith or Natural Order or I guess they can't cast a Symbiote or Glimpse.
Why not attack first? Because it literally does not matter. They don't have cards in their deck that make it matter.
I don't think there's a world where they block with the Arbor. I guess is the point. I don't think that would ever happen.
Yeah.
I guess it's technically correct, but maybe they'll rotate their Cradle for Cradle. I'd be pretty hype if we steal this one. I might be thinking about.
We're doing very well for a mold of 5.
Yeah, yeah. A mold of 5 with 0 spells. Yeah, they should not be attacking.
I agree with you, but here we are.
Nice.
So now I hold back Chain Whirler.
We're winning this race. We attack for 5. And then if we want, we port, and then if we want to, we can jump home for 2 plus Crater Maker the Reclaimer. But I don't think we have to do that this turn. So we can just do it.
Yeah, we just like save this for any other card that they play.
Yep. Yeah, until they stop attacking with Reclaimer, we don't have to care about it. You might. This is probably Goblin specific, not as much D&T. You probably want to set a draw step stop for yourself, because we often port on our own draw steps for haste reasons.
Okay.
Because you go like port you off your removal color, cast War Chief, cast Pile Driver, kill you.
Yep, sounds good. Now I attack with just Chain Whirler. We get him with First Strike.
You can attack with both if you want, and then just jump home it, like before damage. If they block the Crater Maker.
Yeah, we don't want to lose the Crater Maker though, right? It's still valuable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
I'm just shipping in with this one.
I was just thinking if we attack with both, it's a 2-turn clock.
I see.
I guess we attack. I think we wasteland the cavern.
I agree.
Triple wasteland, pretty good. All right, we really. I think opponent messed this up somehow.
I don't know. Opponent cast a Glimpse to get 1 card out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Elves does cycle Glimpse some percentage of the time, so it's not like a crazy play, but their Reclaimer activation was loose. All right, so now I think we just attack with the chain whirler still. And I don't think we play the vial because that keeps us from going Gem Palm plus Crater Maker. I don't think the vial's going to matter.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Stole that one.
Yep, I don't know that we deserved it, but we got it.
Skirk Prospector did some serious work.
All
Yeah,
right.
so Pyrokinesis is
Pyrokinesis
great.
seems easy to me. Chalice is weird, but maybe playable. Grafdigger's Cage seems good.
Yep. I used to bring in Needle, but now with 3 chalices and also the um, like Muxus made it so our threat density matters more, and also it's always mattered a lot in that you have to keep red card count for Pyrokinesis. You
Okay.
can really
I'm
suck.
gonna guess at the outs, and you can tell me
Sure.
how wrong I am. Hmm. Do we go lackeys out since it's so hard for them to connect?
No. The Lackey is important still because it turns your jump homes and experts on early and provides mana with Prospector, and also you can still Lackey Kinesis your blockers that hit. So the things I do, Trash Master comes out, one Sling Gang comes out because life total doesn't matter that much. I think Muxus is actually this one of the few matchups where Muxus is like kind of bad. So I'll cut the Muxus and then I shave a Vial.
Okay, that
and
makes sense.
and Caracas. And then I think
So this is six
this
for
is good.
six.
Yeah, I can dig this.
It's
I could
interesting to
see.
me that we're not taking out any of the things that just get chump blocked.
So the thing is, I see Pile Driver as it's either pushing damage or it's a terminate.
And you're just fine with either of those
Yeah,
scenarios, even though
anytime,
neither is
anytime,
amazing.
anytime you're trading creatures with elves, it's a good thing. Um, and they also tend to rely pretty heavily on the Progenitor's Plan, and protection from blue becomes very relevant there because you can actually race it.
Okay, that makes sense to me. And Fintan, BK, thank you very much for following. Hope you are enjoying the Gabos content.
Oh, I like this hand. This hand's interesting because it is not fantastic at interacting really early, but you can set up a Pashalik Skirk lockout with that War Marshal where you can just machine gun them. Okay. This hand also top decks very well. Okay. So I think we're gonna go Vial here, Mountain Vial, because
Yeah,
thinking next turn is gonna be double Lackey and then Vial in Prospector, and then Vial in War
War
Marshal,
Marshal,
cast
like the
Pashalik,
Shallot.
machine gun
Yep.
the board. If we absolutely have to, we can cast Pashalik on turn 2. Or yeah, we can, yeah.
It's
And
just
then we have
feel bad.
we would have one ping available if we did that. So we could sack the Prospector. That would be pretty feel bad, but if we're in imminent danger, this might be imminent danger.
Might be. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. Let's drop Pyrokinesis, and then we don't have to use our brains so much.
That would be really cool.
Cage would also be really good. Okay. Hmm. So the problem is they can still natural order us if we wasteland the arbor. And that would presumably get Progenitus, and we're not really in a spot to raise Progenitus.
This is a hand where we have to just like say, hope they don't have it.
It might be. We might still wasteland the arbor because it does just reduce their lines. And it's not
We can
that.
Wasteland Arbor, play Lackey, Violin, Skirk, Prospector, then
Yeah.
not hardcast Pashalic Bonds next turn though, which is awkward.
Yeah, setting us back a land matters. What if we cast?
We could
casting
double
Patrick this turn
cast
doesn't do anything.
1-drops.
Yeah, we might just have to hope they have nothing, or they don't have the payoff yet, and then we just double Lackey this turn, and then Prospector, and do what we planned.
I think that's the line. It's weird because we're like choosing not to interact with our.
Yeah, but it does give us the best possibility of winning this game rather than just like not losing for a turn, I think.
Wildfire has an interesting line in chat.
Oh, Prospector, cast for Marshall, sack Marshall, sack Prospector. That doesn't give you 2 pings. You just get 1 because you don't have a sacrifice source in play anymore.
Yeah, I think we're just on double Lackey and just say like whatever happens happens.
Yeah, because what happens after that turn is that we don't have a sacrifice source in play for Pashlik until we draw enough lands to do it, or we drew like another Prospector or a Crater Maker or something. So I guess the line of wastelanding them off Arbor does keep us from dying to Cradle Hardcast Hoof, right? Because it'd be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we are not completely dead to that, right? Because then they'd only have 2 attackers. And if the hoof, once the
Yeah.
hoof ETB happens, then you can actually win. Like it doesn't have trample, so it's pretty easy to keep offline for a while, especially when we have a War Marshal in hand.
I like how long this turn is taking from my opponent. It probably means I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Are
Green
you
Sun.
just are you activating Reclaimer? You're just getting
Opponent
Cradle and passing?
opponent doesn't want to read Reclaimer, I guess.
Hello, Newton. We're trying to figure out what's going on the other side of the table. Our opponent has been activating Elvish Reclaimer at sorcery speed, and it's boggling my mind.
I don't think that this is the second time they've acted as if it does not have a covenant to play tapped clause. Okay. All right. Cool. So we've got up to like 6 pings this turn because we can generate mana with the Prospector while pinging, and then that's nice too. All right, so we're gonna cast Pashalik. Wait, hold on.
File first.
I'm wondering if we activate the vial, sack the front half of War Marshal, so we can hold up the wasteland, so we can also wasteland the cradle.
Ooh.
But I'm wondering, like, all right, so how many pings can we actually do? So if we tap out, cast Mons, Violin, Violin, War Marshal, that's 3 pings. So we have to kill the symbiote first. Then we probably sack the other 2 to kill the Reclaimer. And then we can attack with the lackeys. And then if they block, then that's more pings, and that rats the board. And if they don't block, then we put in the ringleader, and then we put in something else. And then that gives us even more bodies to ping with. So I think we can make the Arbor. I mean, we can make the Cradle deal or create 0 mana. So I think we can tap out.
Oh wait, we can't tap out. Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
think we
fine.
can because I don't think we need to wasteland this turn.
But order doesn't matter much here
Nope.
against elves specifically.
Yep.
Our opponent should untap Reclaimer. Yep.
Yep.
Now I sacrifice both my Goblin tokens to kill that.
Yep. We could sacrifice a lackey. After no, never mind. Never mind. We're 1 mana short of activating Pashlik, and still connecting with lackeys. So we do have to waste. We can cast Ringleader pre-combat.
That's probably good. We sacrifice one of the lackeys to do that, right?
Yeah, and then we ping off the Arbor. Oh wow. Okay, that's like a zillion damage. It's a pretty good turn 3.
It was all right.
Yeah, so if anyone doubts Mog War Marshal, show them this video.
Do we put in the one that's more expensive, or do we just put in War Marshal because it's insane? It doesn't matter. I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter is
When you win
correct.
so hard, the opponent quits out of Mono.
Yeah, opponent definitely could have not activated Reclaimer main phase twice.
Yeah, they also cast that glimpse to net one creature. I
Yeah,
think
I mean
our
that
opponent.
depends on the context of their hand. I think they were digging for lands because they were stuck on lands the whole game, right? Game 1.
Yeah, I wonder what their experience level with that build of elves is. That build of elves is really hard to play. Like I played a league with Newton,
Oh
and
yeah, I
it
watched that.
was draining.
Yeah, only big brains like Newton can handle elves.
I mean, we're already seeing that like goblins can be very complicated. Like that,
Mhm.
there was a lot of math that game.
Yes, yeah. Pashlik. One time I was playing against Newton, and I was like 2 a.m. and I like sat there for like 5 minutes trying to do Sling Gang plus Pashlik Mons math with tried to race a Progenitus, and I took the option that led to less math doing, and I died. Like, if I catch the Pashlik Mons pre-combat, sack some things to connect with Lockheed to put in the sling. Oh my, Arkin. What is Arkin playing?
Could be anything.
Yeah,
Like his range is pretty wide.
we're on the draw, which is a bummer, but
I don't like being on the draw against Arkin. A, he's good. B, he frequently plays like dredge style decks that like get me.
uh
Uh,
so this hand is okay if he's on, like, it's tough because it's so contextual on whether or not this hand is keepable. Um hmm.
my thought is that this one is a mulligan when I don't know what my opponent is playing. It's like
Yeah.
a really cool pile driver goldfish hand, but
Well, the thing about this hand that's nice is actually that it's kind of nice against Delver, and that we have access to a lot of basics. We have a Wasteland, and we have a War Marshal plus Expert, so that's nice against a Delver or kind of other creature decks. But it is a little slow.
what would your overall impression of the hand be?
I think this is a mulligan, but just barely. I think if we had a Cavern, I'd probably keep it. All right, this is better. Yeah, we just toss a fetch. Yep. Looks like Delver.
Could have
Yep.
kept it.
Yeah. This hand's arguably better against Delver, though. Ooh. How are you? Where do you fall in the turn one wasteland on the draw?
Fucking get him, I think. With this
Yeah.
hand where we have the second one and a
Yeah.
munitions expert,
Yeah.
no fear.
Also, because it's a volcanic, it's a pretty big deal that if his next land is not a red source, then we can play Lackey, and he has to play another land to bolt the Lackey. No flip one time.
Yeah!
Nice. Aw, he has the land, though. Okay.
I think we just
All right.
jam it because we have another card that's good anyway.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we don't get stifled. Cool.
Now,
Basic first.
that was my impression as well. Because it's just like so important to be able to cast this next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And if this one gets dazed, so the removal spell resolves, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Looking to wasteland another red source, if at all possible, at some point in this game as well.
Yeah, though if we can't get rid of the Delver, we kind of have to take Wastelanding off the table so we can actually cast our spells. Oh,
A force of
interesting.
negation, which that's probably the reason
This,
why he's forcing, because like force of negation
yeah.
is going to do nothing in this matchup. Alright.
Oh,
There
that
is a
sucks.
daze, which is very unfortunate.
That's definitely a bummer. Yeah, there's Trash Master, the worst card in the matchup. This is a dicey spot now.
There is. I think we're playing around the days.
Yeah.
But like the land situation is very awkward because if we play Wasteland, he can Wasteland our Wasteland.
I think we play the fetch and pass.
I think so.
And then what hopefully we can do is draw another 1 or 2 drop and then cast that, tapping the Wasteland. Keep our fetch intact. This looks like Oko. Play draw is so huge in this matchup. Yep. Oko's not really the concern. I'm really scared of that daze. If we draw a cavern, we can probably wasteland as wasteland, and that'll probably be the play. Caracas. Jeez. Now we're kind of punished for playing the
Yeah.
the fetch. Unless we just I don't know. The known days in hand is kind of impossible to beat from this spot because I mean we just did not draw enough low CMC cards to turn this munitions expert online. I think we have to wasteland their wasteland.
Decks are black mana. Yeah.
Yep. And then we have to rip Cavern to Matron, and then we can go War Marshal, Matron for War Marshal, or I guess the other line would be if we're planning on ripping Cavern, we could just pass and then hope and then slam Sling Gang, and then that can stabilize us a little bit, and then expert the Delver.
Yeah, I don't know that we have any winning lines if our opponent has cards with text.
Yep, they got to draw like spell pierces and stuff, and lands. There's a War Marshal. All right, so we can Caracas play the War Marshal.
War Marshal. Okay, we're not dead.
Yep. We're dead to bolt, but
yeah, sure. But We were dead to bolt a lot of different ways already.
Yep. Yeah, so if we draw expert, draw cavern, um, we have a reasonable shot of getting out of this, but it'll be tough.
At the point where we take like the 0.5% by fetching early.
I mean, yeah, it's a fetch that's happening no matter what. So,
Or Badlands.
yep. All right. Well, I guess we upkeep expert the Delver, and then hope to draw a cavern.
Okay.
If we draw cavern into, I guess like, this might be brazen power to kill us.
Nope.
Nope. All right. So we chump,
I
have
have
one
to use
goblin.
this?
The
Okay.
fact that it's a May does matter because sometimes you just flash into expert by itself, just as spell stutter sprite. So I wonder how the game would go if we didn't wasteland on turn one, right? If we just played the lackey.
It would have gone better for us, but like, who are we to know that Arkan was going to draw this many?
Yeah, right. In the 18 land deck or whatever.
God.
Okay.
I
All right. Cavern
believe
of Souls.
we're now 100% dead. I think we still lose with Cavern at this.
Uh,
No need to do
no,
the math. Like, we're done.
no, yeah, we're dead, but I think we actually could stabilize if we had Cavern there. Because the blocks would start gaining life, so we could actually take a hit. All right, cool. So
I'm gonna kind of do what I did before, where I'm gonna kind of evaluate things, and I'll have
yeah.
you tell me what's up from there. So those are my thoughts on in. Those to me seem like the easy one. And it seems to be a little bit harder from there because almost all the cards in this deck have relevant text in the matchup.
So I don't like Red Blast against Delver. And against this iteration of Rug. I'm since the showcase, I've turned on more into chalices just because Dreadhorde is like the card that matters so much. And if you're forcing them to force and daze your chalices and your vials and stuff, they're going to be pretty behind. And with Pyrokinesis, you just force them to run low on resources pretty quickly.
So then do you even go like
No, I
that
just board
far?
it. No, I boarded in two chalices.
Oh.
I
Okay,
don't
so
cut.
what is your board plan? Let's start
Yeah,
with that.
so it's the two Kinesis, the Relic, two Chalices. I could even see three. I'm not used to playing with three, so I'm not sure. But I do cut Trashmaster. I don't cut the Crocus because I don't think we can afford to cut lands against a Wasteland deck.
Okay.
I cut the two War Chiefs and the Chain Whirler. War Chief is an abysmal card when you're facing down Dreadhorde.
And it's also relative bad versus Oko's 3/3s. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. And then I Shiva Muxus against Delver in general. So yeah, this is just the plan. You can leave a war chief. Actually, leave one war chief and cut the third pile driver.
Or do you want to cut the other war chief as well on the play and play Chalice 3.
What's our ringleader count at if we do that? The 28,
So if I pull
27?
these, we're at 28.
I'd prefer not to go below 28.
Okay. I understand the magic numbers.
On the draw, we might board in a red blast as an extra Delver answer. I mean, yeah, on the draw, yeah. Nah. Well,
I
this hand's really good if you spike the land.
think we keep this
Yeah,
as a 6-card hand.
I think we're bottoming the Pasture Lake. I think we have to get Mountain.
I agree. There's like we cannot get wastelanded early.
Yep. So why does Goblins bring in Chalice over Pyro and Prison cuts Chalice for Pyro? Because they have different concerns. Oko's not is the worst. Oko is the worst threat in Rug against Goblins, whereas Arcanist is the bigger deal.
Yeah, and so like when I reached for those blasts early, I was absolutely thinking about Oko, not having on the top of my mind the fact that,
Yeah.
ouch,
All right, so
that
against the
like
bolt.
this deck is much better against Oko than a lot of the red decks
All
that
right,
I'm used to
land.
playing. That's fine.
Well, as far as non-lands to draw there, second lie, he was all right.
Just sucks because like this one gets played in a daze.
I kind of hope that he dazes this though.
So the Chalice has a better chance of resolving against Arcanist.
Yep.
Yeah. There's thoughts. The Jedi Council is meeting over there to figure out what to do about this.
These are really not the types of hands you want versus Delver. Like neither of these hands are what you want, where you're spell heavy and land light. We also haven't seen an Aether Vial, which is the best card in the matchup by not even, not even close.
Yeah, so for anyone not familiar with Arkin, Arkin is a legacy specialist who is also a huge Star Wars nut. And
Okay, so he does have Stifle. That's good to know.
very. And so, like, he always, refers to me as, like, the Sand Ewok King. And
Yes, I'm the
has,
king of the mountain Ewoks. Yes.
he has all sorts of things like that for people in the community and all sorts of Star Wars emotes.
Land. God damn it.
Fuck!
Well, we can draw land, or I mean, if the Delver doesn't flip, then we can expert it with a land as well. Okay. The
I'm
Delver
scared.
Classic, blind flip to bolt.
The good news is that they don't have green mana.
Yep.
Bad news
Jeez.
is
Jeez.
everything else.
Yeah, we could draw Pyrokinesis to stabilize, which is pretty notable. Yeah, our 6 was very risky and just didn't pan out. So 20.
I keep it every time, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's 100% a keep, but it just sucks that this happens sometimes. I feel pretty confident against Rug Delver. Like, I have over a 75% win rate against Rug, but this is this is what happens. You keep a 1-lander on your 24-land deck, and then you never draw a second one.
So what's the worst here? I mean, everything's bad, but
Ringleader.
just hand size is the biggest concern here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the worst part here is that like Arkin probably has a fistful of counter spells, so that like whatever we do next doesn't matter because he's not deploying any threats. So he either has counter spells or green cards that he can't cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this game's pretty over. It's whatever. Here's the Oko. Yep. All right, we can scoop. I mean, 1-landers. Yeah, the bolt for the lackey, a force for a second one, and a threat.
That's fine. Can't win them all. Can't be mad about them.
Yep. I wish we had like reasonable hands that played Magic for that match, but because I feel like if you ever get to play actual Magic with Rug, you win. But like all your losses are from non-games. Like we didn't get to cast any spells game one, right? We didn't feel like it. We cast a lackey and a war marshal. And that's it.
Good solid Magic.
Yep.
Really showcasing the range of.
Yeah. The lowest lows are pretty bad.
The same is very true of D&T right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
the matches that are bad are just like, oh god, why am I playing this deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jedi mind tricks for sure. We could have had lands in hand that were just disguised as goblins. Negator brings up a really good point.
Whoa. Yeah. That.
The next level Magic gameplay stuff they
I mean,
don't tell you about on Star City games.
games like that happening are why I think people are crazy when they play less than 24 lands. Because any time you can reduce the incidence of that happening, you should do that.
Yeah, so like to make a comparison, D&T is a 23 to 24 land deck playing one main deck 4-drop.
Yep.
And this deck has 5 main deck 4-drops, 2 main deck 6-drops. Admittedly, you have a little bit better ability to cheat, but like you don't want to be getting
like
cute with your mana
you have
costs.
you have 8 ways to generate other virtual mana between Lackey, Skirk, and War Chief. But yeah.
Please, Q. I just want to play Legacy.
Yeah, right.
We get Depths versus Goblins on the stream one
No,
time.
thank you. No, thank you, Tom.
We're looking to win matches. Actually, I'm really just looking to like make a couple of like sweet clippable Muxus moments.
Yeah, we haven't Muxus yet. That's pretty disappointing.
I mean, we've only played 4 games of Magic.
We'll get there. Maybe if the legacy queue feels generous.
So Eli, you been doing anything else besides Magic with your downtime? Playing any other games, watching any series or anything that are really captivating you?
Hmm. I recently rebooted my I reinstalled Medieval 2 Total War and was enjoying that game again. It's a Total War classic. I like the Total War series a lot. I like this kind of grand strategy, but also like RTS type style games.
I played a lot of Age of Mythology growing up.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I love Age Mythology. Been playing some Slay the Spire on Switch.
That game is so good.
Yeah, I'm up to Ascension 14 with Ironclad.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. Haven't broken through that yet.
That's a game where you'll plateau a couple of different times and you'll like
Yeah,
bash your head
yeah,
against the wall, and then one day it'll be just like, oh my god, I've been missing blah this whole time.
yeah. And then I turned on I like the retro games on Switch that you can get access to.
Yep.
They put Donkey Kong Country on there.
Oh shit.
Yes, I played a little bit of that the other night. Partially because one of the other Goblin streamers, Terman Lackey, who I think is in the chat, whenever someone puts a Grizzlebrand into play, he has like a hotkey that it plays the Donkey Kong Country music. So it's like, ooh, what's that? It just cracks me up every time.
All right. Over under on this being Negator 77.
It better not be.
Nope, it's Bobslayer. Everything's fine. Good luck, have fun. You too.
All right. Well, this hand has a Muxus in it.
I think we keep it.
So oh yeah, so we got Vinyl double port. Sounds fine. It's a little dicey against some things. The Vial gets countered, but our favorite. Oh,
Well,
Okay.
Could be, in fact, could be a natural order deck. Could be a lot of things.
Yep. All right, another red source is really nice.
I
Let's
thought it's
fetch out a
fetch for
mountain.
mountain.
Yep. Please don't daze us.
Yeah, this is a rough days. Force pitch
Okay, force
pierce.
pitch. This feels like infect.
Does feel like infect.
Good news, this matchup is good. Bad news, this hand is not good against infect.
Just as an aside, if you ever want to talk Slay the Spire, feel free to shoot me a
Yeah.
message. I have, I don't know, ballpark 400 hours into that game, probably.
Jeez.
Played it a lot.
Oh, okay. So they're on 2 cards. Looks like they're playing another hierarch. Okay. War Marshal, please. All right.
Well, reporting,
Yep.
but I feel dead. Do you feel dead?
I mean, they've only got 1 card, and they're gonna have 2, so they need double pump spell to be those 2 cards.
You want to brainstorm right now? You can brainstorm.
So hopefully we get to
Kicked
make
vines. Kicked
it
vines.
vines. Okay, so this attack for 8. Is their last card Invigorate?
Dead to invigorate, and they're paying costs.
Jeez. All right.
Told you
Well,
I felt dead.
that's pretty. That's a pretty good draw. All right, that's fine.
All right, how does our sideboard line up against this combo deck? Pyrokinesis seems
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. So this is where I really like Red Blast over Chalice. I don't like
Yeah.
Chalice here very much, especially since in this matchup Oko matters more. Needle's good.
Just
Yep.
these five, right?
Yeah. And
Crash
then
Master is actually relevant because the
yes, very
land
good
and
at destroying Inkmoth Nexus.
this War Chief out sort of deck.
No, so War Chief lets you pull out your removal quicker because you like Matron for Expert or Matron for Jump Pump for 4 mana instead of 5. Sling Gang can come out here. Life total not really relevant, but I think we probably want to leave 1. But, shave a Sling Gang. Could probably shave a Pile Driver. Could probably shave the Caracas in this matchup. And then what else do I normally do? I usually go to. We could probably. So it's a question of do we want to beat them down with like Lackey on when we're on the play, in which case we want both Muxuses. But if we want to be more controlling, which I think we do, we can probably shave a Muxus and then leave the Ringleader. Ringleader's nice for digging you deeper for removal and stuff. And then it's kind of
Are you sure
whatever.
it's not a War Chief?
I usually like War Chief because it lets you turn that corner pretty quickly.
Okay.
It could be another Ringleader. I usually go. I often go to 1 in this matchup anyway, and with Muxus we kind of have 2. Yeah, I think we can do this.
Okay. I find sideboarding incredibly difficult with this deck.
Yes, it's often very unintuitive.
And this is specifically like why I'm trying to see how I would do things and then ask you.
All right, all right. We're here for the people. This hand's just reasonable in general, so doesn't have a black source.
It could use a black source, but like this hand is fucking gas.
If we draw the black source, they are doomed.
Oh god, it's happening.
Step one.
It's real hard for them to like
Ponder.
stop this as well.
Turn one, ponder. All right. Black source. Cavern souls. All right. Port's all right.
All right, so we're just swinging in.
No,
we wasteland first, right, to stop invigorate.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Prepare to clip, chat. Prepare to clip.
Yes, it's happening.
I'm gonna pick this one.
Yep, yep. It's a pretty good one.
Don't you dare concede. Don't you dare concede. Okay.
Yep, yep, yep. So that lackey generated 14 mana.
Is that good?
14 mana and 3 cards.
Man, fuck either. Wow.
Yeah, this Goblin lackey card's pretty good. I think so. We could run it back. I think we run it back. They do not have many answers to lackey, so sneaking lackey in mid game with Muxus in hand could just be good enough.
Okay. Do we want to adjust like and have the other one in?
I don't think so. I think this is good. Well, success streams a success. Thanks everybody. Oh, this is a sick hand.
I think I'm gonna whack the keep button.
What's extra sick is that we can red blast to protect their pyrokinesis from force. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
How do I even fucking play this turn now?
Oh man.
Holy shit.
I think we play the lackey with the intent on blocking. I think we don't have anything amazing to put in a playoff lackey, right? And I feel like the only way that we're gonna lose this game is by getting like turn 2.
Yeah.
Because our hand is so good. So I feel like just stopping this initial threat is pretty good. And if they don't have, like, if this lackey just trades with a pump spell, I think that's fine. It is very tempting to play the vial, but I think this is better. We can get, I guess we can get the mountain. We have two other fetches, so.
If they pump spell, do we pyrokinesis?
I don't think so. They shuffled. That's cool.
I like that. I wonder if they attack.
That's a desperate brainstorm right there.
Yep. They're scared.
Yeah, I wonder if they attack. It's gonna be kind of interesting.
They do.
I think we block.
I think we block as well.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, so now we... Oh god, that's a great draw.
I think we vial and hold up Red Blast. I think they're going to try to play Oko next turn. So we now have Inkmoth covered, we have Blighted Agent covered, and we have more Elves and Hierarchs covered with Kinesis. Oh, library.
Oh, we sure don't have that covered.
That's true.
Okay.
That's all right, yeah. Too bad you can't Pithy Needle library. Okay.
Grab a Badlands here.
Yeah. They put like one Wasteland, like crop rotation. I think that's fine. In a way, getting 2 Badlands is better than playing around. Better at playing around Wasteland than getting 1 Badlands, right? I think we're saving that War Marshal to pitch this Pyrokinesis.
I think so.
So I think we just play Crater Maker and pass.
Probably fetching the Badlands now to make my mana more flexible.
Yeah, and we just hold up the mountain. Cratermakers, especially cards like Cratermaker and Mog Fanatic, are especially great against Infect because you essentially force them to move twice when it comes to a blockable creature. Because you get the block, and then they have the pump spell, and then you have the removal effect, and they have to have another pump spell. So, like Mog Fanatic especially is so good in this matchup. So from here, we got our 4 Terminates that we can draw into. Matrons, Chain Whirler, Pashik Mons, especially good with the onboard Cratermaker. And if we just draw, we might sit Vile on 2 for a little while. Oh, wow. That's a lot. They just took 8. Opponent confirmed, not a coward.
God, Pyrokinesis is
Oh,
going to be fucking clutch.
jeez. Okay. 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 We're gonna wait to untap, yeah. Because I think we want Red Blast and Crater Maker activation up, I think. Oh my god. Okay.
Are we attempting the 3-for-1?
I think we can attack first. I think it's a free attack. You could needle first if you really want to.
Well, I don't know that needling first is correct because, like, also like
Yeah.
things like Pierce to think about.
Yes, I agree. I think we just attack first.
Okay. Slightly braver than I am. I might not have attacked here.
What are you worried about if you attack?
I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna Kinesis pitch War Marshal. We could Kinesis pitch Kinesis, but I think double Kinesis is better than Kinesis plus Red Blast. I don't know if that's actually true.
My, I think we pitch War Marshal.
Yeah.
All right, so we go 1, 1, 2, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Card always feels unbeatable.
Yeah, Pyrokinesis is a hell of a magic card that not many other decks get to play. I wonder if there's an argument to blast that Brainstorm.
I think you don't because like they can get Force of Will, pitch a blue card, and then you get to Red Blast that, and you actually get 2 cards out of it instead of 1 card.
Yeah, oh, nice. Just worked. Now we can play Needle. Opponent, welcome to Sad Town.
I might be a little salty if I was the opponent. That's it's a rough sequence. Ink Moth Nexus, not
Yes,
Blink Moth
I hate
Nexus.
that Blink Moth Nexus comes up first when you type Ink Moth. That is ridiculous. Moto should be ashamed of itself. All right, so I think now we're going to be taking up to 3
I
because we
think
can
so.
cast any 2 drop around days. Okay.
Ooh.
Matron, Jump Home, Expert, all very good. Mountain, less good.
I think we're attacking in, right? Just keep pressure on the Sylvan Library stuff.
Yeah, yeah. We have 2 angles of interaction. It's also kind of scary for them to even attack in with the
Do
Vial
a
of
Vial
3.
on 3, yeah.
think we're gonna sit our Vile on 3 because we have just so many good haymakers at 3, and we don't have that many 4-drops.
We can also cast the 4-drops.
Yeah,
Like there's
I don't know if we would. I think we'd probably just wait a turn if we get a 4-drop. Oh, that's kind of annoying. I think we just let this through. Fighting Infect in combat is just like how you die. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we got a Pyro now.
that's a
Or
shame.
do we? Yeah, if we have Berserk, then we die, so yep.
Just like sucks that there's like cards that beat us from here now.
Yeah,
That Pendlehaven was super awkward.
yeah. I don't know,
Iron
maybe we
Kick
should have
Vines is real
we
bad.
should have Critter Makered into or Critter Makered in response to Pendlehaven. How do they have it? Oh my god.
Rough.
Well, I guess we got punished for a slightly greedy attack. All right, so if we so the Critter Maker activation didn't matter.
Yeah, so we Crater Maker, then
Actually, no. Would it would? No, I don't think it would have mattered.
we Crater Maker, they Invigorate, we Pyrokinesis, they become immense. We lost either way there.
Yeah, so we just needed to not attack, I guess.
Oh. Rough.
Maybe we got greedy. I don't know. It feels like it's feels like it should be impossible to lose against Infect when you draw 2 Pyrokinesis and a Crater Maker. So I feel like we we probably messed up there. Well, yeah.
I don't know. Like, the opponent has Sylvan Library on the table. We need to be pushing pressure on the life total. I think the attack is correct, and our opponent just had, like, 2 perfect cards to. Well, really, 3 perfect cards, right? The combination of Pendlehaven plus
Yeah, and
2
yeah, it needed to be specifically
spells
something
greater
like
than
Pendlehaven.
+4/+4.
Yeah. Hmm.
I was told Goblins was a good deck.
All right. Who said that? So I can ban them.
No, I think we got a little bit unlucky in that match for sure.
Yeah, we got like not
Like
drawing
we
game
had
well enough.
everything we could have asked for.
Yeah, we just didn't have the durability. I guess we didn't have the matron or follow up. This hand's great.
It's awesome. Now, the real question is, what land do you lead on here?
Mm-hmm. I think it's
Because like
port.
Caracas Vile is a weird bluff.
I think it's port
I also
because
think it's port,
we want to protect our red source if our vial doesn't resolve.
but it's weird because like this also telegraphs that it's coming, like
Mm-hmm.
that the next turn
Yeah,
port is coming. So like opponent might not
fetch.
fetch. So like there's a real argument to do this, but then we're not getting a red or a black source into play on turn 2, making this harder to cast. So I still think it's
Yeah.
port.
Yep. Man, I'm bummed about losing the infect. That's a pretty good one usually.
Yeah, like we
I
had
can't
Pyrokinesis, Red Blast,
kill 3
other
things.
Pyrokinesis, Needle for Nexus, Raider Maker as well.
Yeah.
Like we lost to a very unfortunate set of cards there.
Oh no, this screams reanimator. All right. Well, we have Caracas. It's about as much as we can ask for against reanimator.
Hey, maybe it's Dead Gael.
Could be dead Gael. You never know.
I would be so happy if it was Dead Gael.
Yeah, this man pretty good against dead Gael.
This is a surprisingly long thought seize.
Yeah, feels like it just take Lackey every time. What?
No, they're gonna take munitions experts so they can reanimate it and kill our goblin lackey. That's fucking hilarious. Okay.
All right, let's draw Muxus. Skirk. All right. Oh, reporting him.
Yep.
Phil, I got to run to the bathroom real quick, so
I've got things covered here.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I haven't seen a Crypt Breaker in play in a while. All these Skirk Prospectors, huh? I guess I attack with the Goblin Lackey and attempt to trade it with the Crypt Breaker. My opponent may or may not accept the trade. No, I think my opponent is still a Reanimator deck. Could be Bombardment, but I'm gonna assume that's a discard outlet and like a sideboard card that has just been like promoted to the main deck.
All right, I'm back. This is something.
It sure is. I have no idea whether or not my opponent's going to block, but if that's a discard outlet for a reanimation spell, I want it off the table. And it's not
Fair.
like this Goblin Lackey is doing much anyway.
Yep. We could play both Skirks if we want. I feel like we should. They know about the War Marshal, so we're just like giving them one card of info, right? And it gets the clock on faster.
Yeah, the only reason to not do it is if our opponent is actually some sort of like actual factual zombie deck, in which case this like removes a bridge from below or something, but like
We
we're
still have
we're gonna cast
4
this.
instances
Yeah.
of that.
Bentley, I'm doing well. I hope you are as well.
I guess that explains why they took the munitions expert. Wow.
All right.
Okay.
It is straight up not a you know what those cards don't do?
Block.
Block.
Let's draw. If we draw Matron, we can cast Muxus.
We're taking the file up, right?
Oh yeah. Damn. Well,
I
there we
have
go.
one plan.
Should we play a land in case of him?
I think so. Like
Yeah.
I think I'm fine with just like having all of these cards on the table. I don't know what sort of like discard effects my opponent has over there.
Yeah, it could be like a Raven's Crime type thing. Smallpox.
This is basic planes?
Okay. Interesting.
Hmm.
Some things are happening. I think we leave it on 3. Yeah, Liliana would be another reason to leave it or to play the land. Okay.
color attack?
I guess, yeah. We're winning the race.
Yeah, it's like it moves a counter over here.
The punish. Oh, we're on draw step. The punish should be like if they're playing Stoneforge Mystic, but
Yeah, like so many of their threats are recursive that like this Goblin Crater Maker isn't going to do a ton anyway.
yeah.
I'll leave this up for, I don't know, Hogak?
Yeah, I guess. Let's top deck a Matron, please. Sling Gang would also like actually end the game on the spot.
I'm a little worried that like we're going to kill our opponent before we really know what's going on. Like, I don't know if my opponent has like Altar of Dementia combo in there.
I kind of doubt it.
Like, what's going on? Like, I haven't seen a tertiary color, which I kind of would have expected from this.
All right. Population or Port Town population U, I guess.
Well,
It's
we're
also
gonna
weird that
board in surgical no matter what against this deck. Like, I gotta assume there's like grave crawlers and bloodghasts in there.
yeah, Relic is probably pretty good here as well. Pyrokinesis is probably pretty good against this deck.
Oxus is still probably good against this deck.
Yes.
So much of their stuff is presumably not going to block.
Yep.
Also, like, what did opponent have?
Yeah, I guess their hand has to be like a whole lot of discard spells. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
All right.
All right.
Just the traditional Goblins strategy of beat with 1/1s for 5 turns.
Yeah, that is definitely this very thing has happened for many years in Legacy, I'm sure.
I don't even know that this mana denial is doing anything. Like, opponent's not
I
casting things.
yeah, I doubt it is, but we can cut them off white, I guess.
I have no idea if we're supposed to cut them off of white or cut them off of black black. Black is
Uh,
maybe scarier.
I don't know what they could like.
A planeswalker, like those don't
Liliana,
matter, right?
neither Liliana matters right now.
Yeah, I don't know, like that.
The only thing I can think of that matters would be a Stoneforge Mystic.
They're still dead if they play Stoneforge.
Yeah, it'd have to be Stoneforge plus removal.
Stoneforge Ancient Tomb, getcha!
Yeah, yeah, 2 life. City of Traders. Okay.
Right.
Well,
Eh?
Chalice is probably good against them, but
At the same time that we're bringing in
yeah. So
multiple other one drops.
against Hogak, I board in Chalice is on the play, but not on the draw. So maybe we can try to apply that logic over here as well.
So maybe we do like Surgical, Relic, Age. Cool.
I like Pyrokinesis when not on
Yeah.
the draw, especially. I don't know, Cage did not interact with anything that they played that game, so maybe we just go without Cage.
Or wait, hold on. Cage doesn't stop. Gravecrawler does it. Or
Yes,
no,
it does.
it does.
What it doesn't stop is Hogak from a hand, but we don't even know if they're playing Hogak. I guess let's figure out what we're going to cut. I also like bringing in Pyrokinesis to hedge against Plague Engineers.
Okay, sounds good.
Um,
Thrashmaster, probably bad. Like it's a lord
yeah.
and
Blows up Tideholler Scholar. Because it's an artifact, right?
yeah.
Think
No, pile drivers are fine. Their stuff doesn't block.
yeah, they don't have anything to block, yeah. We might just shave a pile driver anyway, though. I think we can shave a pile driver, a War Marshal, I'm just
Lord
thinking about
Chief?
hedging around plague. We didn't see any mana denial from them, so that makes War Chief a little less necessary. So maybe, sure, I guess. Shave a lackey. And I don't know. Let's not board in cage and only board in one surgical. I like all of our other cards.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not that scared of the things they seem to be are likely getting back.
Okay.
Oh, don't forget to take out the cards.
That's fair. The 61 card special is fine. The 65 card special, pushing it.
Yeah, we gotta draw a line somewhere. This is weird. I know against Hogak, I cut vials to because they're slow and also force of vigor.
this
I guess we're keeping this. It's not exciting, but it
is the game where we
functions.
learn what our opponent is doing.
Yeah. Relic into expert isn't a terrible turn one, turn two. Post after that, we'll see. We'll see what we draw. I guess we're getting discard. Nope, Gravecrawler. Okay. If it does turn out to be a Hogak deck, then we have this Krakus.
Okay. I'm going to just fetch a Badlands. I assume that they're not going to have Wastelands at this point.
I think we just play the mountain. I don't know why. There's thinning, I guess, but I feel like that's on the off chance that they do play Wasteland. It's pretty bad to fetch Badlands there.
Okay. I wonder if our opponent just drew a bunch of bridge from belows or something last game.
Yeah, that could be a possibility for sure. This fetch is weirdly annoying.
Yep. All right.
Nice. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna hold up expert here. Probably gonna take. Well, actually, we can flash it in and then block, so kill two of them, and then they won't be able to get it back unless they play a zombie. I guess we'll see if they play a zombie. Wow, there really are just tribal zombies, huh?
Red black creatures with flash still doesn't sit right with me.
Well, it's like they had to approximate Gem Palm Incinerator.
Yeah. I get it. I really do. I guess we wait and give them the opportunity to make a mistake, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what mistake they could make, but
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna do it now. They're not gonna exile their Gravecaller. They're on this deck. They know what's up.
yep. I guess they could have plow.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay. Neat.
Yes, I will use the ability. I have no goblins.
Let's draw a War Marshal. Oh, that's a good one. That's better. That's better than a War Marshal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I should maybe play the mountain there to save the 1 point of life, but
Yeah. It's whatever. At this point, we can just get Badlands. Yeah. That was a good one.
it also it's just a 3/3 first striker, which seems
Yeah.
solid.
It's better than most creatures in their deck, it seems.
I don't know if they have anything weird, but decrease the number of choices they have later.
Yep. I like that if they tied Hollow Skull or us, they get nothing.
You told me that I would be playing against the Swords to Plowshares Great Crawler deck today. I don't know that I would have believed you.
Yes, we can attack. I guess we port the swamp.
Yes? I have no idea.
I think we're supposed to upkeep, activate the relic there.
In case they Swords to Plowshares, Chain Whirler. Yeah.
That's okay. We can just hold up the relic, and if they cast a zombie, then we can crack the relic.
Yeah, we secretly want to crack the relic.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, you forgot to play your port.
Sure did.
In before some giant 5-drop zombie that we can't beat. See, this will encourage them to play a discard spell, because... Alright, well, we gotta pop the relic for that. Excellent draws, Phil.
Yep. Okay, that's
All
fine.
right.
And I probably just kill this immediately. It
Yeah,
doesn't look that good, but
yeah.
there's all sorts of things that are bridge from below caliber that could happen.
They've got one card in hand. Things can only go so badly.
I really do wish I had played that land the previous turn though, so I could port this turn. But
yeah,
whatever, we're past it.
we have drawn 9 lands. 10 lands.
Wasteland this?
Yeah, I'll take them off
that.
black. Seems good.
What the hell do they have in hand?
Hmm.
It's not discard.
I guess it could be like him.
Spot removal?
Spot removal and a double black card. That's not a zombie. They must be wondering, what the hell do we have in hand?
I mean,
Awkward.
Guess.
Caracas.
Yeah. And sacrifice itself at 7 mana.
Yeah. I guess we play it as the world's worst port. Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. I think we just hold it. We just hold it.
I think we play it and see if they know it's a legendary creature.
Okay, that's fair.
Weirder things have happened.
Oh yeah, people have definitely forgotten the Pashek's legendary. Damn.
I regret nothing.
Now they're going to cast Cabal Therapy.
With what? Black mana.
This is the kind of thing that port is really nice for, because it's just when both players are doing nothing, you're at least constricting options and making your top decks better.
I don't think we cast that right now.
No.
I don't think we cast that just to get information.
We've got 1 fetchable, so we should fetch.
Yeah. Kind of hilarious that we could fight over a Caracas in order to put Ashalik in play. I'm not going to do that because porting them off of black just has to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, surely we will draw a spell. Okay.
That's a fine spell.
Yep. And we can still port. I feel like this just gets swords, but that's life.
Yeah, they have to have something.
Yeah. I mean, they have used 2 plows already, so...
Yep.
All right. Well, we've nullified the prior turns of Gravecaller Beatdown.
Sooner or later, we're just gonna like draw a Muxus. Did we leave those in the deck? I think we left those in the deck.
We left both, yeah. We've also got 2 ringleaders, 4 matrons. Sling Gang would also be very good.
Resolves. You can have your black mana back, I guess. Really
Okay.
awkward order that like now, right after
Yeah.
we did the Trash Master, they needle.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we save this to kill something over there, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
kill and surgical.
Mm-hmm. We could play Pashlik and activate it if we wanted to make 2 1/1s and ping them for 1.
Maybe I should have done that for Gem Palm Incinerator reasons. The hell is
Whoa!
this? Alright.
I remember that card.
Huh. Okay.
So there's 1 zombie in the graveyard. Do you want to surgical the Gravecrawler or the
Crypt
Cryptbreaker?
Breaker.
Make it a 2/2 instead of a 3/3?
Well, that's maybe relevant, right?
Yeah, because then the Jump Palm with 2 tokens can actually,
Let's
yeah.
fucking figure out what's going on over there.
Yep. I'm glad we didn't board in Cage.
Zealous Persecution
Wait,
and
wait. Did we get 2 of the? Oh, 2 Gravecrawlers in hand. For a second, I thought there's 2 Cryptbreakers. Okay, so ZP and Gravecrawlers. So they get to cast a Gravecrawler here. So what is this deck?
this is Wayward Servant. I don't even know what some of these cards are.
Undead
Undead Augur?
Augur, Dark Ritual. They have 1 Cabal Therapy, 2 Cabal Therapies. All right.
Okay.
Oh, your mic is buzzing.
Test, 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 test.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of a buzzing sound. I don't know if the people on the stream are hearing it.
Interesting. I can maybe troubleshoot in a minute. Did it just now start?
All right. Yeah, I heard it a little bit earlier, but it's still going. It's going much longer than it was. All right, it's gone.
All right, great.
Okay, so I guess they get some 2/2s.
Yeah, I guess we should have played and sacrificed the Pashalik Mons to
Yeah,
have some
definitely would
bodies
have
in
been
play.
a better spot. So we have 3, 4, 5. Because if we draw another land, we can still do it. Creature. Okay. Oh, that's not bad. That's actually quite good. So we can go Pashalik, Skirk, Gem Palm the.
Diagraph Colossus.
Yeah. Hopefully we draw Wasteland for their Caracas.
No, I don't want to
You
use the Skirk Prospector, thank you.
Maybe you're supposed to tap differently in case you draw Expert.
Yeah, you're probably right. Ooh!
Hey! Nice. Sweet. So now we just chill.
Yeah, so and then ideally we kill all their entire board at the same time so the grave crawlers can't come back.
Yep. So they do have a Zealous Persecution. I wonder if they'll cast it here. But then we just.
Sacrifice
Guess we
this
just.
or prospector, kill a grave crawler.
Yep.
No, I think this Diagraph Colossus needs to like leave play ASAP, Lord Darkview.
Yeah.
That thing seems very dumb.
Also drawing a card. We've had like all duds so far. So our deck is just pure gas at this point. It's like gas and vials.
Alright, whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, drain one. Okay.
Cool. So their last card is, so they have Gravecrawler and
ZP.
can we activate Pashlik twice?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes, we can.
Yep.
That's kind of sick. Oh my god.
What was that about,
Phil.
all gas?
Phil. Is that the last? I think that's the last fetch in the deck.
I believe so. Just pass the turn.
Well, let's do it now so they can't Zealous Persecution us.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and then we just get more triggers. Okay. So sacrifice a goblin, sacrifice a Skirk Prospector. Actually, it's just like strictly better to attack, isn't it? Like attack with the Skirk Prospector, maybe sneak in 1 point of damage.
Yep. Yeah, Pashlik's kind of a sick anti-Zealous Persecution card.
Okay. Sacrifice a goblin. Sacrifice. Oh no, I pay this first.
Pay the cost first. Yep.
Sacrifice a goblin.
And we'll kill the Wayward Servant. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, creating 2 different triggers for different reasons.
Yep.
Give me a second. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sacrifice a goblin. This on the Wayward Servant.
Cool.
Seems good. We're gonna hold the lands. They don't do anything.
This is like a really terrible limited game. So they cast Zealous. 3 things die, so we can ping off the then 3/3 zombie. Yeah. Cool. Sweet. Kill the token, yeah. So if we draw any goblin, we can just kind of do this forever. All right, deck. You know what? It works.
Sacrifice it immediately, right? Or no, I can wait.
So this is the first time I've been punished for cutting the number of fetchables. I normally play 3 bad lands. Because if we had 9 mana, then we can kill everything. I think we just wait and we just attack. And you'll probably block and then activate to kill the other Gravecrawler. So you just fog their attack. And we can protect the Pashlik with Karakas as well.
Yeah, this one is on the short list of weirdest Legacy games I've played recently.
Yes, I agree. I guess no, we could activate now before blocks and then double block.
Oh, so block, ping, double block, and then it plays around Swords to Plowshares on the blocker.
Well, I'm activate now before blocks. Ping their face.
Oh,
well, I guess ping Gravecrawler works as yeah.
Yeah.
It does play around swords on a blocker,
right.
which I
1,
think
2,
probably is
3, 4. Sacrifice this goblin. Use this. Shoot that. Maybe we don't double block though. Maybe we just single block.
we want to keep something in play. Yep. If they use their 4th swords on the token, that's fine. That wasteland for the Caracas was so hilariously relevant. They have a 4-drop?
Wonder if they're just like fetching the thin.
It might be, yeah.
Hmm,
Okay. Okay.
that's annoying.
So, yeah, that's a big boy. All right.
Yeah.
We can fog that a long time, but they are going to get a lot of value off this Gravecrawler, so we do need to draw.
Okay.
Hey,
We
there
drew
we
a
go. All
card with text on it.
right, so we got to think about how we're tapping.
Or
Yeah, tap the cat. Yep.
like Caracas Mountain.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Sling Gang, please. Oh, hello.
Okay.
You
Click
got to click.
them. All right.
So we have 5. So we're 1 short of killing this diagraph. It's a 6/6, right?
Yeah.
So I guess we can attack with the. We can play lackey and attack with the ringleader. And if they block, then they lose the guy.
Is it, oh, so we have 2 damage on it, then we deal 4. Yep. Okay.
We'll deal 5.
Oh, right. Flash. In that case, can we also attack with Goblin token?
Yeah, because I guess we can block with the munitions expert. Well,
Maybe we leave this back. Maybe we're
I
scared.
think I think we leave it back because on the off chance that we might want to block the zombie token with the R11 because then they trade. All right, cool. They're gonna
Gonna do
make
stuff.
a 2/2 and a 2/1 that can't block, and they're probably going to die because they can't really attack with the diagraph because we can just hit it for 5 and then block for 1. And then Muxus probably just ends their existence.
The game has gone on so much longer than I expected. Like, holy
I
cow.
mean, we did draw
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've seen 13 of our lands, counting the 1 fetch we did, so we've drawn 12 lands.
nice. I think they need very specifically Cabal Therapy. And they only have 2 in their deck, we saw. Do they have anything else in their deck that we need to be worried about?
2 Cabal Therapy, 1 Hymn to Torok, Phyrexian Altar. Phyrexian Altar kind of combos, doesn't it? Like they play Phyrexian Altar, sack for a mana, sack the Gravecrawler, get infinite goblins off of Diagraph Colossus. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. But doesn't that only make colorless?
Oh, does it make colorless? I don't actually know what that card does. Full disclosure.
Um, oh, it's 1 mana of any color. Ash Nods makes colorless. Okay.
So we do nothing.
I think we can flash in expert, deal 5 to Colossus, and then block with the token, and that kills the Colossus.
Okay. Sounds good. Wrecked by Swords to Plowshares.
I guess they have 1 left.
1 left.
That's fine. Okay. Presumably they're not attacking with Colossus because of the known expert, but this works it out to work for us anyway, because Pashlik's a very good magic card in stupid limited games. All right, Moxus, Moxus, Moxus. Okay, so they can drain us for 2.
Opponent probably just dies.
Yes.
We have so few cards left in deck and Sling Gang.
Mm-hmm.
3,
War,
6,
War,
7, 8.
War Chief is probably lethal as well.
Yeah, so we just cast Muxus, leaving up double Badlands. Or Badlands Crocus.
I think Badlands Caracas. Yeah. I guess if we hit Matron, we might get X. No, we could just get Jump on. Big money. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
So we
Haha.
Munitions Expert, the Wayward Servant.
Yep. Then you can Crater Maker the zombie token that can block, and then swing for lethal.
I can't sacrifice the Crater Maker. Oh no, I got a War Chief. Never mind.
It costs 1. Yep.
Okay, so it literally doesn't matter what I get here, right?
No, you can get Sling Gang if you really want. You get Muxus for Rubbins, because this Lackey goes technically connects. I like that we drew over half our deck. You could get Pile Driver if you want to see some big numbers. If we had our Skirks left in the deck, we could do something really stupid, but yeah. And Crunch for so much.
2, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15.
And the Muxus attacks for...
Oh, right. I've never actually seen that part happen. I've always just conceded to Muxus hitting play.
Yeah, it's like a 12-12. Oh, your mic is clicking again. All right, so we hit them for 23. Pretty good.
It just stopped?
No, it's still going. I don't know if it's like interference or something. Do you have your phone or something to your mic? I don't know if it's like interference or something. Do you have your phone or something to your mic? I don't know if it's like interference or something. Do you have your phone or something to your mic?
Like me listening to my stream replay doesn't, or my stream doesn't really help me troubleshoot this, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is right now.
Okay.
Like my gate settings are still
It's
on.
like a rattling sound.
Oh, I wonder if it's picking up my computer fan.
Oh, I've experienced that. Oh, it just went away. Oh,
Okay,
it's gone.
great.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, let's get that 3-2.
I was
So
told there would be play points.
yes, so we beat Elves. We lost to Rug Delver. We had some pretty very on the low end of hands there, and then very close one
That
against
loss to
Syntax.
Infect felt a little bad. Like
Yeah.
they had it all. That's okay.
Yep. And then and then zombies.
Like kudos on opponent for putting together something cool, but
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The Ashnod's Altar Diagraph Colossus Gravecrawler. That's pretty cool. That game would have been a lot easier if we saved the surgical for the Gravecrawlers.
well, I thought they had literally nothing.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
yeah.
hand. I thought they were sitting on like 3 lands or something.
It did tell us. It did tell us about the Zealous persecution at least.
Yeah, Marduk, we were dead to that listener elf. We traced
Yeah.
it back.
Well, yeah, we would have had to not attacked, and then we would have had to block after it Pendlehavened.
Yeah,
So it just would have
and
been a bad
like
trade.
not, yeah,
And yeah, so we had to block.
and not activate and just like jump, right?
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
like playing around a ridiculous amount of things to play around. Yeah. So I mean, I guess it turned out. What if? I mean, it would have been a lot better for us if we had Kinesis pitching Reb, right? Because if they didn't have any trample, we could have just chumped that elf for actual forever. Like I did feel a little
Were we on
bad.
like 4 lands at that point anyway, though? Like, so
Yeah,
hard
we
casting the
had.
next Kinesis wasn't out of the question either. Like,
Yeah. I think we were on 4 lands, 3 or 4 lands, and maybe one more in hand. And then, all right, we had like Needle, Reb, Kinesis, War Marshal. So yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe pitching the War Marshal was bad because I guess the problem with pitching Reb is you don't have the 1-for-1 answer for an Oko or a um, Blighted Agent. That's kind of tough.
also, what's up with the queues tonight?
I've been
Like,
experiencing this lately. Like even with 300 and some players, I've been having a lot of like 4-minute queues.
which doesn't make sense to me because like matches are going so quickly right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, someone plays Arcanist or Oko and you die, or someone goes off on turn 2 and you die. Like,
Well,
there's so
the
many
game.
games like that.
I feel like a lot of games are like fake long. Like you know what I mean? Like they're decided many turns ago and they just continue for another like 8 turns.
Yeah, that's fair. Favorite Slay the Spire class?
Ironclad.
Why?
I don't know. It's the one I'm best at, and um, it's just the one I grok the most easily. I like doing. It took me a while to get defect, and I
Silent?
kind of like it.
Oh,
Silent. Uh, I don't know if I'm just bad at silent or silent just sucks, but I just like can't win with silent.
I believe
I mean,
Silent has the lowest win rate at max difficulty.
wow, we're good at winning die rolls, but we're not very good at having great openers. But this hand is acceptable because it has all this mana denial,
Yeah.
functional mana, and War Marshal's like War Marshal is the thing that usually makes keepable hands when you don't have a 1-drop.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that I don't think it's exciting to keep, but we just keep it. Lead on Mountain and Pass.
Mm-hmm. This is like the mana denial allows you to keep hands like this. If you didn't have that, then you'd have to mulligan. Ooh, hello.
What's my
Tundra
playlet next
decks.
turn, and why is it Wasteland?
Well, yeah, it's probably Wasteland. They don't have many Wasteland targets in most Tundra decks, so another War Marshal, cool. Yeah.
Opponent did not shuffle, so they probably have another land. But like the fact that we get to take out a Tundra is fantastic against
Yes.
probably whatever deck this is.
This makes me think like Shark Still. Hmm. I don't hate porting instead of playing War Marshal here. Because what I'm like, we've already wastelanded them once.
I'm fine with that.
we're playing around spell snare and we're waiting to draw towards a vial, a lackey, or a cavern. And this might make cantrips awkward to use for them.
Yeah, it like forces an upkeep brainstorm or maybe cuts them off of another ponder. They
Yep.
let on Tundra, they probably don't have another land. Or at least they don't have a guaranteed other land. Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I'm still wastelanding.
Yep. There is an argument of, do you play the vial, War Marshal, or do you support? Okay. The thing I want to avoid is force your thing, play standstill. So I think we should play the vial. I mean, I think we should play nothing and just port, because then we can play vial plus port next turn.
I agree.
And those are pretty bad brainstorms, so they might have to ponder to shuffle out of it, so we can cut off that ponder. That's really good. Okay, plains. That's notable. They don't have spell creeps up.
Great.
Nice. More lands is actually quite nice. We can just fetch mountain. Now, if this gets forced, there's a question of, do you play War Marshal?
Because I can just go land standstill.
Mm-hmm. There's the Pierce. I think we're supposed to.
I agree. Like, also a creature that's like totally fine to play into a plow.
Pile Driver is very good against this deck.
Two pile
LO,
drivers specifically.
LOL Sharks. All right. Sweet. Also, Gem Palm Incinerator is very good at getting around standstill. They're plowing. Okay.
Yep. Deal. Still have a threat.
So we've
Not a
two
big
for one
threat.
to them a couple times. Might play Teferi here, bounce the other token, and we can go double pile driver.
Get like boned by Supreme Verdict and be sad, but otherwise be very happy.
They play like one verdict. War Chief would also be a very good draw.
It is double pile driver still, right?
Uh,
Like we could pile driver War Marshal, but that's like
I
so
think
much worse against swords.
double pile driver is actually specifically better because of snap swords. Get the Badlands, yeah. I'm gonna force this. I'm gonna have like no cards if they force this.
Okay, this deck, the opponent's deck doesn't kill particularly quickly, so like we can have time to draw into.
Yep.
I mean, we got a shark typhoon for our efforts.
Cool. I think we play the War Marshal now, and then we're gonna pay Echo, most likely. Because now with one pile driver down, we're not gonna deal. It's the same amount of damage, right? Because the pile drivers can deal one no matter what, and the War Marshal will also only deal one. But now we can pay Echo, get some value, and attack for two. So that forces them to have the snap swords here, basically.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
It's also insulating against the verdict. So we pay with Mountain. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, just attack the fairy. Yep. That's fine. I mean, just play the other War Marshal.
Yeah, like these trades are working largely in our advantage. Like,
Yes,
it sucks that we're losing this many things right now, but like, this is not a true 2-for-1 because this is a Mog War Marshal.
exactly.
And now we play the Mog War Marshal again, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
like last turn.
Yep.
We are thinking about not blocking, taking 1 on the Teferi.
Interesting.
Okay, now they blocked.
So we 2-for-1 with them on the uh, forces twice, and then we also 2-for-1 to them basically on the Snapcaster. Snapcaster is normally like a 2-for-1 card, and then it only traded with the War Marshal. So we're pretty good on cards. I mean, we have 2 more lands than them. Okay. So I can just fetch Badlands and then pay Echo. Oh, nice.
Fine draw.
There's an argument it's just expert targeting to Fairy. Because we can't flash it in because of the passive. And that'll inform us whether or not we need to attack.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like, not getting to port is kind of a bummer, but this might be a counterspell. Spell snare? Alright. Alright, you got us. See, I'm glad we have this pile driver kind of sandbagged because it now makes a war chief like a really, really good draw. Okay.
Do we play Skirk pre-combat? No, that doesn't.
That doesn't. I
That's
mean,
not
I guess if they plow, I guess they could
but they would
plow
plow
the
in
War March.
response.
Yeah, if they're paying attention.
Yeah. Okay. All right, opponent. What are you working with over there?
We do need to draw a matron or ringleader eventually. All right, Teferi down. That's cool. Hmm. So Powder puts on quite a bit of pressure. It is bad if they have another Snapcaster.
They Snapcaster Spell Snare.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like if they had another Snapcast, no, they would have saved it to bury there. Um, is it fine to just trade Pile Driver for Snapcaster though?
It might be.
I'm gonna cast it.
I think we hold the Skirk though.
I agree.
Want to have something. Okay. So they have nothing.
Oh wow. All right, we got to stand still,
Play the
which
Skirk.
isn't.
We can play the Skirk now. So we both on. So both teams on nothing.
Now we just port them off of white so they can't Supreme Verdict.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, they got to have 2 planes to even have white mana in their main phase ever again. Because we've wastelanded 2 Tundras. That's actually like a weirdly good draw. Because now future matrons and ringleaders get under any counter magic.
Do we play it?
I think so. Shark still does not play many wraths. And it's very hard for them to even cast one. All right, we got to be a little conscious of. I guess Mystic Sanctuary doesn't even do anything because we can just port their white source, and it's not like they have a terminus. So I think we hold this lackey though.
Yeah, I agree. We don't need to overextend when we're already clocking this much.
Yeah, 4 turn is plenty.
All right.
Nice.
A little bit of a weird
That was a
game.
cool game.
I
That
enjoyed
was a
it.
cool game. All right.
My thoughts are that now these are probably fine for
Red Blast.
planeswalkers. Needle's probably fine for planeswalkers. Relic in a fair sense is probably acceptable, and I don't know about
I
these.
don't. I don't like chalices against fair blue, but fair blue control decks as a general rule. I feel like the only way we lose this kind of matchup is back to basics, and so shutting off your own red blast is pretty bad. Honestly, I don't even think we need the relic, and we might not even need the needle, but it's probably okay since we only have 2 red blasts for planeswalkers instead of the 3 I often play. So I think we can just do 2 red blasts in the needle.
Yeah.
Um,
This
Trash Master can come out, yeah. So concerns post board against blue white decks are like back to basics, mentor, and containment priest. So I'm thinking shave a lackey. You're basically just looking for low impact. You're cutting low impact top decks. So I think we just
how does
do.
munitions expert here fare here? It's like good for planeswalker purposes or bad
It's
because
very,
you don't have enough bodies on board.
it's very good at killing Jace. I think expert's excellent. Also handles both containment priest and mentor pretty well. I think we just shave a skirk. Skirk has a tendency of making you overcommit to the board by its kind of nature. So, yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, seems fine.
Wow, leading on Tundra again after how that last game went.
Yeah, interesting. Third line's perfect. All right, now I feel like we are in amazing shape. I think we just Cavern Skirk. I don't think I'm playing around a Wasteland from their deck. Like maybe they play one for some reason so that they don't just stone died Cavern Souls, but I guess just an argument to the argument to lead up Red Blast on turn 1 is swords into standstill.
I would have considered Needle Flooded Strand this turn, I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so that's not happening. Cool. If they play a standstill, I think we blast it because
That's
they're gonna cycle sharks to beat the skirk.
Red Blast, sacrifice this. Sacrifice this.
You have to
Yes.
double check it. Yeah, so I mean, with double Tundra, I'm not that scared of back to basics at this point, right? They can't really afford to cast that. Another cavern is great.
We probably just
So
still play Bloodstained Mire so we can fetch a basic though, right?
yeah. We're also representing more red blasts if we do that.
Oh.
So there's an argument. Do we needle preemptively on wait, you can needle Shark Typhoon, right? And it can't cycle?
Yes, that is correct. We want to do that.
I don't hate doing that because our mana is going to be tied up for the next 2 turns.
I think our mana's gonna be tied up for most of the rest of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We have like our turn 3 and turn 4 planned out, so
I should do this off of Basic Mountain. I don't think we get back to basics, but you know.
yeah, if they're gonna go island and then tap both their tundras, but yeah, technically yes.
Shark Typhoon, correct? That's the
I
name of
believe
that
so.
card?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're just gonna go Mountain Matron for could just be the second ringleader. We'll see what they do. There is an argument to preemptively go for a Gem Palm or Munitions Expert so you don't die to an unexpected mentor. Or like plow your matron, play a Jace or something like that. So I think we might actually do that. Oh, okay. Now we're not so scared about that.
Well, this turn starts out Mountain Matron, right? And then we figure out what
Yeah,
happens
no,
from there.
yep. So the problem with if you go for the munitions expert is if this ringleader bricks on you, then you don't have a whole lot. You still have 2 removal spells, a body on board. Like it's still not bad, even if ringleader is bad. You could preemptively go for Muxus. I think the chances that ringleader bricks are really low because how many goblins do we have in our deck? We have
Odd.
wait, we've gone through 2 fetches, 3, 4, 5. We've like 30. I think we still have like 30 goblins in the deck.
I think we either take Muxus
So
or Ringleader here.
there, I think it's munitions expert because there's a reasonable chance that they try to slam Jace or a mentor next turn,
Okay.
and that is I think that's the only way that we can lose. So this is just like we have this game pretty locked up with this setup. So I think we just
Yeah,
make it
that's
so
that's
that
fine. Like close outs off.
exactly.
Yeah, in my mind, we haven't yet turned the corner, but like uncounterable Ringleader probably turns the corner. So
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yep. See, they might try to slam a mentor here, and then we can go Crater Maker plus Expert.
All
Ah.
right, you look smart. Although the Crater Maker does this just as easily if they don't draw the land. Actually, might be correct to Crater Maker, kill it,
And wasteland them.
and wasteland them. What do you think about that?
Uh, yeah, they missed a land drop. Yeah.
It's weird if they force. No, then we still have the munitions expert line, and it's fine.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then they have 2 cards in hand as well, right? So, all right. We have successfully jebaited the opponent into plowing the Goblin Matron. Opponent, don't you dare surgical extraction us.
I don't collect the clips of where I lose to obvious bad surgical extractions, but like it
Oh,
happens every once in a while.
I lost to a Rug Delver brought in surgical against me, and I draw step surgical Crater Makers. I have 2 Crater Makers in my deck. One was in my graveyard. One was my top deck.
Feels bad.
To the Delver race by a single turn because I couldn't kill the Delver. I had 7 damage to turn, and then they played a Shrewd Nemesis. I was big upset. All right, we 3-2'd.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. 60% is a totally acceptable win rate. Decklist felt really good.
Yeah, I
Feels
think
polished.
we just had some really medium minus hands today. Like I don't think like we only had like one like very top like we only had like one top 20% of hands type hands where we had the against Infect we had like Lackey,
Lacking Luxus.
Muxus, Wasteland You. And
Yeah, like our
we didn't
infect
have a lot of
match was very anemic.
yeah. And then the rug Delver match was probably like a worse draw, but we did keep the risky hand game too, where we kept the one lander and he had the answer for the Lackey, and we didn't draw the second land ever for the Chalice.
Oh, absolutely no regrets there.
Yeah,
And
I
we
think that
flooded out very badly against the black white zombies deck as well. Like we got there anyway,
yeah,
but like
yeah,
so
yeah.
many things could have gone wrong in that window.
Yes, for sure. Pashlik definitely showing his single-handed domination of like board stall games though. as
Absolutely.
opponent's deck was in the lower level of lower side of power level, but in against decks like Maverick, similar type things can happen. Maybe like not that anemic, but similar types of board stalls. There's just like a lot of mana dorks and like a knight that doesn't have great things to get other than wastelands, and Pashlik just kind of dominates the board state. Um, I think Pashlik really shined today, right? We had an insane turn against Elves game two with Pashlik.
Yeah, I mean that was the
Um,
MVP of this league. Like I know the two times we got Muxus into play were just like incredibly flashy, but like this card just like quietly did a lot of work.
yeah, yeah,
Part
it
of that
makes
was because
combat
we
really hard.
we flooded out and like we got to the point where we
Yeah,
could
it
activate
activates
twice in
twice
a
a turn.
turn.
But we did get to synergize it very well with the two skirks. So I think it was cool today. We got to show off a lot of the interconnected power of a lot of the goblins cards, which is the strength of the deck. And also we got to. I'm glad our final round was Standstill. That's like a classic. Goblins versus Standstill is a classic legacy matchup,
Oh, that
and we
goes
got to show that
way back.
Goblins still crushes that matchup.
Yeah. So like I'm kind of sad a standstill didn't actually like get into play though, because like I love the standstill sub games where you're just like land go, and like you just wait them out, and then it's like okay, here we go, cavern.
Yeah, yeah. If they have a well, the problem is now since they can actually win underneath the Standstill, the dynamics a little bit different because of the sharks. But if you're the needle on the sharks, then they do have to do something before you end up getting 6 lands, a Cavern of Souls, and a Muxus. Like, doesn't matter if they draw 3 cards at that point.
Yeah. Our sideboard maybe didn't shine today based on the matchups that we saw. Like, but if we had
Yeah,
played against like PES, which
yeah,
is a very common matchup right now, um,
yes,
I think we would have been much happier with the sideboard. Or if that like zombies deck had been red black reanimator, we would have been happier as well.
yeah. Or Hogak. This board's pretty decent against Hogak as well.
All right, Eli.
Um,
Any last things you want to say here about the deck or the league?
um, Still a little bummed about the infect loss. That was a tough one to swallow. But I'm looking. So I guess thinking, were there any instances where we really wanted one of those pile drivers to be a war chief?
I don't think so.
Um,
I think the pile drivers were good this league.
they were, yeah. I guess there was an instance against the standstill deck where having that haste could have cleared the Teferi a turn earlier, and so that could have been useful. But it also would have been a little bit more overcommitting had they had more action.
In the
Uh,
prior turns, it also would have made double spelling harder, which is something we were
right.
absolutely looking at doing with that hand. Well, actually,
Yes. Yeah.
no, that's not true.
Well,
We
I guess.
had
Yeah. Yeah.
three red sources at that time, I think, so it didn't matter. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we could still go war chief port and then double spell and attack for a whole lot. Um, but was there a great Chainwhirler play?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, there was.
Yes, there was. Yeah, getting game one off elves is so huge. If you get game one from elves, that is a huge sign of winning the matchup. Because your sideboard cards are very strong against elves as a whole. Obviously, Pyrokinesis is a great heavy hitter. Chalice is very good. Like even with the Allosaurus Shepherd, you can do situations where they think they're safe from the Chalice, and then you with the Chalice trigger on the stack, you kill the Allosaurus Shepherd, and their thing still gets countered.
All right.
Yeah, I think the list is pretty good. Still internally going back and forth on the main deck Trashmaster versus the third ringleader. We definitely kind of, I feel like we flooded out a couple of times, and having an extra ringleader in the deck helps mitigate the situations. So I don't know.
I mean,
It's hard to
I
read
don't
into
think
too
you would
much
want
from
to
one
like
league.
sideboard a ringleader either. Like that's the sort of
No,
card where
no.
like you really want it in the main deck if you're going to be playing it, and like the bonus combo hate in the sideboard is I think important right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it really depends on what you're expecting to run into. I think if I'm playing in a challenge, I definitely play the third ring leader, put Trash Master in the sideboard, and then not play three chalices. I just play two, just do what I was previously doing. Because the challenges are just much more reasonable, for lack of a better term.
All right. So Eli,
But
if people enjoyed this content tonight, where can they find more of you?
they can find me at twitch.tv/goblinlike1. They can find me on Twitter at goblinlike1. I also have a YouTube channel where I post all my VODs. Post my Twitch in the chat here. And then I have a Patreon where I've got cyborg guides, and then a monthly article series that I talk about different kind of intricacies of goblins or kind of deck building over time, explaining why I'm changing various things in my builds. But things like Mulligan's decisions. And I gotta say, we did some pretty cool stuff in my Patreon Discord recently, where we one of the members wrote a little like a script to test my like Mulligan principles in a simulated, like they simulated like a couple thousand hands, just like see how often the deck mulligans according to my principles and stuff. And so we're doing goblin big brain things, I guess.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Like I know you talked about it recently on Eternal Dirtles, but like my 61 card math article,
Oh yeah.
um, that has been up on the website for years at this point. I think it was 2016.
Yep.
God, I feel old. But like, there's a surprising amount you can do when you're willing to like simulate things and do math behind things that you kind of feel based on your gut.
Hmm.
But like putting numbers to some of those things feels real good.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Hopefully, it'll be more than like 2 years before you're on the stream again. I'm very
Yeah, yeah.
interested in goblins right now.
Yeah, I hope you pop in our the kind of normal goblins Discord and check out what's going on in there. And I hope you pick up the deck because it seems like it's your kind of deck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh, D&T has been real rough recently,
Right, yeah.
real rough. And this deck is, I think, doing more powerful things on
Yeah, the
average.
raw the raw power of goblins has really spiked lately. Like you can just do some really broken things. Like we had some really insane turn threes. We had the turn two Muxus, um, and even some really good late game stuff that's just inherently strong.
So like, when was Cratermaker? What set
20,
symbol is this?
that's Guilds of Ravnica is 2018.
Yeah. So I guess if we go like looking at the past two
Yep.
years, this is last 2 years, right?
Yep. That was Dominaria, so that's right before Guilds, I think.
Yeah. So like if you look at the past 2 years, this is like a lot of cards for a deck
Mhm.
that like historically has been running the same cards for a very, very long time.
Yeah, you really see the two eras of goblins in this deck. It's like everything is from Onslaught or Urza's, and then everything is from the past 2 years.
Wow, I didn't realize it was like that clear cut, but like holy
Yeah,
crap, it is.
there's the lackeys and matrons from Urza's, Skirk, Pile Driver, War Chief, Jumpalm, Ringleader, all from Onslaught block. Uh, and then the War Marshal's the odd guy out.
Ah, all right. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here, folks. If this is your first time here for Legacy content, please consider following. I'm streaming Legacy usually 2 or 3 times a week these days. Also playing a decent amount of Monster Train on this channel because that game is gas and is my current distraction from Magic. And if you really like it, please consider doing something to support my content in some way. I'm going to turn you over to Legacy Council, aka Arkin, who bullied us earlier in this league. Have a great rest of the evening, folks.
Have a good time, everyone.